Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll start coming around this way, there are plenty of chairs while the family sit the first couple of minutes. Just gather the time. To remind everyone to turn your phones silent. Shlomo HaMelech writes that Lakol Zman Ve'et is a time for everything under the sun, and a time to plant, a time to live, a time that we pass, and a time that we mourn. Et Lispod, we mourn today. And Hashem Natan v'Hashem Lakach, the special gift that God gave this world. Eyran Chaim ben Asher Yaakov Halevi. We're going to start off saying Tehillim, then we're going to do the Kriya. So we ask Rabbi David to please say some Tehillim, and then we do the Kriya.
צדק לפניו יהלך וישם דרך פעמיו, הקבע במעללל אומר, תסתכל בשלושה דברים, ואין אתה בא לידי עבירה. דע מאין באת, לאן אתה הולך, לפני מי אתה עתיד, ייתן דין וחשבון. מאין באת מטיפה סרוחה, לאן אתה הולך, למקום עפר, רימה ותולעה, לפני מי אתה עתיד, ייתן דין וחשבון, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ידע לה עצה ורב על אליה, אשר עיניך פקוחות דרכי בני אדם. לתת לאיש כדרכיו או כפי מעלליו. להגיד כי ישר אדוני צורי ולעוולת בו. אדוני נתן, אדוני לקח. יהי שם אדוני מבורך. ברוך הוא מכפר רבון ולא ישחית, ובא להשיב אפו ולא כל חמתו. הרב מיץ רק אמר הרגע, בשם שלמה המלך. שלמה המלך אומר, טוב שם משמן טוב, ויום המוות מיום היוולדו. אם תשים על האדם את השמן הכי יקר שיש בעולם, שמן זה תחליף למילה של בושם, אפילו אם תשים עליו את כל הבקבוק. לריח שהוא ייתן יש הגבלה כמה הוא יכול להגיע, כמה רחוק הוא יכול להגיע. אבל לשם טוב שאדם משאיר אחריו בעולם הזה, משפחה, ילדים, נכדים, וכל דבר טוב שהוא עשה בעולם הזה, אין לו הגבלה. טוב שם משמן טוב. השם טוב שאדם משאיר אחריו, יותר טוב מכל שמן טוב שיש בעולם. כשתינוק נולד, כולם שמחים והתינוק בוכה. כשתינוק הולך, כשאדם הולך, כולם בוכים והוא רגוע. כמו שאמר הרב, לכל זמן ועת, לכל חפץ, תחת כיפת השמיים, יש זמן לכל אחד ואחד בעולם הזה, לכל אחד מאיתנו גם יש זמן, וגם הוא יגיע. אמר שלמה המלך על בית החיים פעם, את מקום לכל חי. אין אדם שפספס את המקום הזה כרגע, בעולם הזה. אני הכרתי את ערן, עוד לפני שהוסיפו לו את השם ערן חיים, והגענו גם לבקר אותו גם בבית החולים, גם בבית שלו כמה פעמים. השם נתן לו מתנה להגיע לעולם הזה לתקופה של זמן, הוא השאיר אחריו משפחה, אישה, ילדים, נכדים, משפחה לתפארת שאפשר להתגאות בה. אנחנו לא יודעים את החשבונות של הקדוש ברוך הוא, למה הוא לקח. אנחנו אומרים דבר אחד, יהיה שם השם מבורך, זאת אומרת שכל מה שהוא עושה מכוון וראוי ורצוי. הכרתי אותו גם ברמה האישית, גם כשהוא היה חולה, הוא היה מתקשר אליי הרבה, כשהוא היה בניו יורק, בטיפולים, והיינו מדברים, משוחחים. היו פעמים שהוא לא יכל לדבר, אבל הוא היה מתקשר, אני הייתי מדבר רק, הוא היה שומע. היו פעמים שאנו מדברים, אחד על אחד. הקדוש ברוך הוא רצה אותו אליו. את הטובים ביותר השם לוקח אליו. תהיה מנוחתך כבוד.
We're going to do the mitzvah for the children. The wife to do the kriyat, the tear, the beggar, the garment next to the heart. And we do that for two reasons. Number one, we do that to show that something so special, someone so near, was torn away from us, from this world, from our hearts. But I also want to share what the Kabbalah says of why we tear our garment, to remind us that the guf is a garment to the neshama. And today only the garment, the levush, was torn away, but the neshama, the soul, will always be with you. So we tear our garments, we tear our clothing to remind us that yes, the body, the vessel, the kli, but the guf, the neshama, the essence, who we truly are, the etzem of who we are, always is alive and always with you, especially the family. So we're going to do make the bracha of Dayan Amet and tear the garment next to the heart. The time now, we also ask Mechila, we give Mechila, anything that may be between, whether it's the family or friends or anyone, as the neshama goes from this world to the next world, we ask forgiveness, and we give forgiveness, anything, whatever it may be, that it should go in peace without anything behind, holding it back in any way. Today, on the Jewish calendar, many years ago, on the 28th of Nisan, was the day that the Jewish people entered Eretz Yisrael. This is the day that the walls of Yericho fell down after they circled 7 times and the walls fell. Today is the day Chavchet b'Nisan. I say today, nothing's random, nothing's a coincidence. Today is the day they say, the Talmud says that there's Beis Hamikdash, there's Yerushalayim Shalmata, Yerushalayim, Jerusalem in this world, but then there's Eretz Yisrael, Jerusalem Lamala. Today the walls come down in the Yerushalayim Shalmaila, the heavenly holy land, Gan Eden, where a special neshama is welcome by all the tzaddikim and all those who came before him. He was born on the 14th of Tammuz in Venezuela, and then grew up on a small island near Holland. Always a proud Jew. From the very beginning, his earliest memories were the son told me that he used to watch his father putting on tefillin every morning, and that inspired a love, Ahavat Yisrael, and loving for Torah and Judaism. He spoke 7 languages, or more even. Always kind, always loving. A huge heart, but always very humble. He even told his children to make sure to be humble. Always willing to help. He loved people, he loved everyone, but especially he loved his family. He said more than once that although he may not have too many dollars to his name, he's the richest person in the world. For his beautiful family, his children, grandchildren, he felt like the richest person in the world. He loved to joke, to make other people laugh, even when he was in pain. In the hospital, we heard from the nurse just the other night how the nurse asked him at the hospital, "Can I get you anything?" So he said, "You can get me $1 million." Just to show the love, many years ago, when they're still living in Eilat, they once took his children, a trip to the mountains. And the car broke down, and he wasn't coming home. 1 hour, another hour, he was stranded. There was no cell phones. And his dear wife, Daphne, started getting very nervous. They ended up calling the police. There was a search. It was in the news. But when they found them, he wasn't worried about himself. He made sure that the kids who were with him were all bundled up, were warm, had everything they need. It was never about him. It was always about his family, always about helping, always about making a difference. Adi, I don't know if you hear me, but you're watching. We don't understand God's ways. But I was thinking about it driving here. When you were supposed to be here, you did everything you can to have the mitzvah of Kibbud Av and rush right away to be here. But it wasn't meant to be. God did not want that. But you also had the mitzvah to make the decision and say that of Kibbud Av and say, if it wasn't meant to be, do it right away, and I'm not going to be there. We don't understand God's ways, but I could tell you there were many tzaddikim and many great people who this is how it was. Even our own Rebbe, who I know, Adi, you're a chassid of the Rebbe. The Rebbe was not at his father's funeral because that's how God wanted it to be. We don't understand. However, I know Adi prepared a few words to say, and he asked Steve, Simcha, his dear friend, to come and read it. So I want to ask Simcha to please come up and share these special words from Adi.
אבא יקר, קודם כל אני מצטער שלא הייתי לצדך ברגעים האחרונים. הייתה לי הרגשה לא טובה לפני שנסענו לארץ. אבל אני אגיד את המשפט המפורסם שתמיד אמרת, אין סתם כלום, הכל מלמעלה. מצחיק שהיום זה יום ההולדת של אח שלך הגדול שאול. שתיכם ברחתם לנו מפה מאותה סיבה, ואתם בטח חוגגים שם למעלה, ומצחקקים לכם עם הצחוק המפורסם שלכם. התורה אומרת, וחי בהם ולומד בהם. שצריך ליהנות מהחיים ולעבוד את השם בשמחה, לעשות את המצוות בשמחה ולא בבאסה. אז ככה בדיוק, תמיד נזכר אותך בתור האבא הכי קול בעולם, עם השמחת חיים והחיוך הענק, שתמיד יודע איך ליהנות מהחיים. תמיד היית עם השמחת חיים, וזה מה שלמדנו ממך, זה מה שלקחנו ממך בתור ילדים. תודה שהשרשת את זה בנו. חבר שלי התקשר לנחם אותי, ואמר לי שאיכשהו זוכר אותך, שהוא היה בא אליי הביתה, תמיד היית בחצר עם הסיגריה, משקפיים, ובלי חולצה, מוזיקת רגעי ברקע, וחיוך ענקי על הפנים. מקבל את כולם באהבה וחיבוקים, אז זה ממש ריגש אותי להיזכר בזה. כל החבר'ה שלי תמיד נהנו לשבת איתך. אני זוכר שהייתי מגיע הביתה, והייתי רואה חברים שלי כבר יושבים איתך, הייתי שואל אותם מה אתם עושים פה, אז הם היו עונים לי, אנחנו פה בשביל אבא שלך, מה אתה עושה פה? אז אנחנו פה ממשיכים את המורשת שלך, לא רוצים שתדאג לנו, רק שתשמור עלינו מלמעלה. וכמו שהשיר האהוב עליך של בוב מרלי אומר, Don't worry about a thing, because every little thing gonna be alright.
Thank you, Simcha, Steve. I'll call up Amit and share some special words.
First of all, thank you everyone for coming. When I went to New York with him, I have this image of him. We're in this huge building in New York. And he was sitting on the bed looking outside, seeing like these big towers. And he wasn't the one to be told anything. He like wanted to do stuff on his own. And him just looking out the window, wanted to go out there and do whatever he wants and not being told what to do. And him being like a baby, being helpless, not being able to do anything himself. And yeah, I think he just now he was suffering this for a long time, and now he's suffering and he's in a much better place. And he told me, I'm very happy. He told me this a while ago. He told me I'm very happy. I have beautiful kids, great kids, beautiful grandchildren. Soon 3 of my kids are married, another one soon to be married, and I may not have a dollar to my name, but I'm the richest person in the world. So thank you everyone for coming.
Like Hamid just said, he loved his family and was so proud. We're so happy with everyone, with Hamid, who had engaged to Liz not too long ago, was looking forward, and there's no doubt he'll celebrate with us. But it's something also very unique and special. We know nothing's by chance, it's all hashkacha pratit. We know that in this month, in Chodesh Nisan, we'd say we don't do hespedim. And it's so appropriate because he was so humble. He never wanted to speak about himself. So we're told that we don't do it in this month of Nisan, we don't say Tachnun, we don't say hespedim, we don't mourn in a way that's not appropriate for these days. But that was all what Eyran was all about. He was never about himself. So I want to share just one small idea. We know we say to the mourners, and we're going to say it later, we say, Hamakom Yenachem Etchem, may God comfort you amongst the mourners of B'toch Sha'ar Avelei Tzion v'Yerushalayim. So there's a question that's asked. If someone is going through a personal loss, what's the connection with Avelei Tzion v'Yerushalayim? Let them, they're mourning, their sadness. What are you mixing in? Tzion v'Yerushalayim happened 2,000 years ago. Now they're crying. We know everybody knows when they're going through something difficult. You don't tell them, I know somebody else also. Now they're going through their difficult time. So why are we saying Tzion v'Yerushalayim? Of course, we remember Jerusalem, but now someone's going through a personal loss. And the answer is 2 points which are very powerful. And I want to say to everyone, but especially to the family, is their family. And that is just like the Churban of Tzion v'Yerushalayim, when the Beis Hamikdash, the Bet Hamikdash in Yerushalayim was destroyed, that changed the whole world, and a Galut started. Every neshama that leaves this world is a Churban, is painful for the whole world. And it's a loss for every single Jew. Just like the Churban Bet HaMikdash was something that every single Jew remembers, and it affects every single Jew and the entire world, so too every neshama is so precious, so special to God, that it's like the Churban, like the destruction of Jerusalem. But one more, and perhaps even more important, is that we remind us of Yerushalayim, that just like in the times of Mashiach, when we're going to rebuild the Beit HaMikdash HaShlishi in Eretz Yisrael, in Yerushalayim, the same way that it's going to come back to all its glory, all its life, we know that the Eyran is going to come back together with Chiyat HaMesim in the time of Mashiach. So remember, and we tell the family that there's going to be a time when we're going to be together again, from here, v'yameinu amen, and we should gather very soon with Eyran and all our loved ones together with Mashiach Tzidkenu. I want to ask Rabbi David to say some Tehillim, because we don't say the Tziddik Hadin and others because of the days. Like I said, in the month of Nisan, so we'll say the Kuf Chaf Aleph, Shir Amalot.
שיר המעלות, עשה עיני להרים מעניין עזרי מעם אדוני עושה שמיים וארץ, אל יתן עמוד רגליך לענוב שמריך, הננו ינום ולא ישן שומר ישראל, אדוני שמריך, אדוני צילך ליד ימיניך, למען השמש לא יכה קרב וירח בלילה, אדוני ישמורך מכל רע, ישמור נפשך, אדוני ישמור צאתך וברך מעתה ועד עולם. שיר המעלות ממעמקים קראתיך אדוני, אדוני שמע בקולי, תהיינה אוזניך קשבו לכל תחנוני, אם אמונות תשמוריה, אדוני מיעמוד, כי ממך צילך למען תברא. קיוויתי אדוני קיוויתי נפשי ולגרמו אוכלתי, נפשי לאדוני משמרים לבוקר, משמרים לבוקר. יחל ישראל לאדוני כי באדוני החסד והרבה אמות עדות, והוא עובד את ישראל בכל עוונותיו.
It's a mitzvah to participate. So, Afar Atava Wafa Tashu, to return. It's a mitzvah, the Kavod Hamet, everyone to participate in covering the grave. Don't hand the shovel. We'll pass it. We just put it back in, and then the next person takes it. It's not something we want to do, it's something we're forced to do. We're going to say the Kaddish. Please respond to the Amen.
בהגנה ובזמן תמיד ואמרו אמן. יתברך וישתבח ויפאר ותרומה ויעשה ויתגע ויתעלה ויתעלה שני דרשה ורשו לעילם מלכון ושתה ושירתה ושרח וחתה ונחמתה דעם ים בעלמא ואמרו אמן. יש נעמה רבה שמין שמיה וחיים עליהם יקרא וכל ישראל ואמרו אמן. שלום וברמה, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן.
I'm just going to say that to finish off. The Talmud says, כתוב בגמרא, בתענית, שיעקב אבינו, Jacob, our forefather says, Yaakov Avinu לא מת. He did not die. So the Talmud asks, how could you say such a thing? Of course he died. We buried him. We know he's buried in Hebron. How could you say he didn't die? So the Talmud says, of course, physically he died, but the Talmud says, Mazaro b'chayim, afu b'chayim. Physically he died, but his children, Am Yisrael, are alive, and they follow his legacy the way he wanted them to live, and that really makes him live in this world as well. So I speak to the special family as their children, who I know he loved so much, who are here, and in Israel and around that Zaro b'chayim, his children are alive and well and changing the world with that special kindness, that special love, that special mitzvot. Continue to do that, and Your Abba, your dear Father, will be B'chaim, will live within each and every one of you. So now we form two lines and we let the so we form the line and we'll take it away.
You can make a pathway, two lines facing one another, so the family can have to move. Don't try to say hello there. It's more appropriate. שאנשים באים אליך לעשות משמעות. והם באים אליך, הם לא הולכים לאנשים.
every time we say Avakam, Yirachem, Etchem, Etov Sha'ar, Achanim, Tziyom, Yerushalayim. This concludes the service, and we will meet in Yerushalayim together, B'yachid and Mashiach Tzidkenu.
Amen.
Is it something they put in? Something?
Who has it?
Yeah, they put that in on it. Toby does or who does? 40? Yeah, the temper. Okay. No problem. Okay, so I'll tell them. You're going to put the temporary, like a sign, a tag with the name and his people name.
David,
Надо скоро твоего отца. Ты старше него или нет?
Не, с дочкой.
Ты какого? 89. Папа рано. А мама твоя где живет? Как ее фамилия? Не, по Палатник она по отцу? Или по маме?
Не, палатник по отцу, да, Мурлиха.
А, половина Бухарса.
route things. Okay.